Hi, Fee Tui Win here, and welcome back to another segment of Tea with Fee. In this episode, I want to give you an example of a situation which I worked with a client recently, and allowing that example again to help us further understand the importance of ingesting the apple, the information of which I shared in the Tea with Fee number 76, and then I also shared a personal experience from my own life in Tea with Fee number 77. So if you have not watched those two videos, go back and watch them as they provide the foundation to help you deepen your understanding of what we're about to share in this Tea with Fee. And if you have not made yourself your favorite mug of tea, pause the video, go make your tea, come back, snuggle up, relax, and allow us about 5 minutes to continue this exploration to deepen our understanding together. This client came to me recently feeling some anxiety about a trip that he was going to take. And the anxiety was coming from two things. One was the amount of work that he had to do to prepare for the trip. And the second source was coming from the fact that he really wanted to spend some time with his family in the midst of all this extra work that he felt like he needed to get done. And I think it's a situation that, many of us can relate on. While trips and vacations are wonderful, they can also produce stress because there's preparation work that goes on ahead of time to get ready for the trip, whether it be details at work or details at home. And then when we come back from the trip, there's work waiting for us because we've been gone that time. And so trips can be very anxiety producing. And that was the case with this client. And what he said to me was, Fee, I know that it's gonna be fine and things will get done and everything will be fine for me to go on this trip, yet I can't help but feel the anxiety and being anxious about it. And so it's a great example of the knowledge not serving you in your life, because even though he knew that it was going to work out fine and it was going to be okay, yet still there was something inside of him that was producing the anxious feelings for him. And so using the SIR method of yoga and influence, which I created, I was able to guide him to connect with his body to see where the anxiety was being felt in his system, and also to help him see the image that was producing the anxious feelings within him. Our emotional states are affected by one of two things: what we see in our mind's eyes and what we hear in our mind's ears. There are other ways in which that create emotional reactions or responses within us. Those two are two of the main ways in which emotions show up within us. And so for him, he was able to locate the image that was producing the anxiety in his body and where he was feeling it in his body. And the other thing that was very revealing to us was the fact that when he looked at this image and felt the anxiety, there was such a sense of incompleteness for him. And so it's natural to understand that from that space of incompleteness, from that space of unwholesomeness or lack of wholeness, that it would propel us to do things, to get things done so that we could feel complete. The reality, though, is the to-do list never gets done, because if you get one thing done, 5 more shows up to take its place. And so if we're waiting for our completeness to come from getting the to-do list done, then we would be waiting a long, long time. So using the SIR method of yoga and influence again, we were able to help him release the image that was producing the anxiety, and what was left was a space of spaciousness, and he felt such peace and comfort in that space. And he dropped in, and what he reported was a sense of completeness. And so for him, it became an experiential reality. And from that place of completeness, then he was able to peacefully take care of the tasks that needed to be done, instead of waiting to get the task done to feel complete. And so flipping that around and giving him that experiential reality of peace and completeness first.